Well, hello. It's a lovely morning again. And by the time you read, by the time you see this, you'll probably either have been celebrating or looking forward to just celebrating Pentecost. Sunday is that Sunday when it's all right, I'm just watching up there a couple of pheasants just walking through the wood. Sorry, Pentecost is a time when we like to keep special, celebrate. And for us Christians, we know all about Pentecost, don't we? Or I would hope we do. But of course, there are those of you who are watching this who haven't got a clue what Pentecost is. What is it? Well, it's a special date in the Christian calendar, like Christmas, like Easter. It's something that we all try to celebrate and remember. It's a time when the Holy Spirit came upon those first disciples. What do I say? What do I mean by the Holy Spirit coming upon them? Well, we're told in the book of Acts, that's right, book of Acts, that it can be found in my library called the Bible. It's just one of those books. But in there, we're given the historical bit about how the disciples first came to come out of their shells, so to speak. They were given powers that they didn't know they had to start with. They had witnessed the resurrection of Jesus. They'd witnessed that his coming to life again after that Easter Sunday. They'd witnessed all things. He'd come with them, he'd been with them, he'd shown himself to them, he'd eaten with them, he'd had breakfast on the beach with them, he'd done things with them for 40 days after his resurrection. And then he was taken up to heaven. And we're told that the disciples saw him just go up in a cloud, disappear. And yeah, okay, some of you are saying, oh yeah, here he goes, this wishy-washy stuff. But that's how they described it. And they were told to go back and wait for this Holy Spirit to come upon them. Now, what is the Holy Spirit? Well, Jesus had told them, had explained to them, that he was going to send them a helper. He was going to send them someone who would live with them, inside them, who would give them strength, understanding, who would help them through things that they didn't understand, who would help them to do things that they didn't believe they would ever be possible. But he would be there, and he would come as Jesus' helper. And yeah, when we talk about spirit, I must admit, for several years, for a long time, I used to think of the spirit as just being that in the ether or whatever. But when we look at what Jesus said, I am going to send you an advocate, a helper, an interceder, someone who will help you after I'm gone. Then we have to look at the Holy Spirit as being in the person of. So we come to that three in one, don't we? Holy Spirit, Jesus the Son, God the Father. That is a whole new issue that will come up next week. In actual fact, that would be Trinity Sunday, but we're talking about Pentecost here. And so, yeah, so you've heard me say about how I believe God places his spirit within each one of us from the very time of our conception. And I still believe that. I do believe that. So when we think, if we're Christians and we're worried that we haven't had a flame flickering on top of our head, we haven't been blown over by a strong wind rushing in through our rooms, then don't worry, because that is probably just how the easiest way they could describe it. But it's because they were praying, they prayed, and they were praying that this messenger, this helper that Jesus had promised would come and help them. And together, as they prayed on that particular day, they felt that warmth, that they knew that warmth within them coming through. And as they say, the person who wrote the book of Acts explained it and told it like it was, like flames upon them and a rushing wind coming into them and living in them. And that is still today, when we start to pray, when we start to say, hey, come on, Jesus, what's this about your Spirit? Help me to believe. Send him to me. Help me to know. That's when the Spirit that's already in you begins to become alive. That's when he begins to make things happen with you. Yeah, nothing will change immediately. You're still having life. It still goes on, but you will know and feel that inner strength that comes, that inner strength that gives you what I call the peace of Jesus. Not peace like quietness or anything like that, but it'll take away that stress and worry when things are troubling you, when you are in situations like we're in today, like have been in for the last few months with this corona thing. You know, it is worrying and it's horrible, and it's to see so many people dying and know that they're dying on their own apart from those medics who are helping them with them. It is so sad and it is so hard, and these times are hard, and these are the times when we need to ask Jesus to come amongst us, to give us that peace, that calmness, that way of thinking, a different way of thinking and looking at things. And believe me, he does, he will do. Yeah, it won't necessarily take away the nasty things, but he will give you that inner strength to go on and to do other things, to do new things, to speak about your problems. That's one of the things that we need to do. And if you've got no one else with you, then you've got to be assured that Jesus is, and he doesn't mind hearing you moaning. He doesn't mind hearing you grumbling. He doesn't mind that you are in fear, because he will surround you. He will come upon you, and he will give you peace, calmness in your mind. So yeah, Pentecost, special day, and yet, and for we Christians, for some Christians, they are really sad that they haven't been able to really celebrate it like they would normally do. I know one or two of our folk wanted to have a special big day, making it a festival of a rebirth of the church again, getting together again. That's not going to happen. That's not going to be possible this year. But you don't have to have it on a specific day. Pentecost can be every day, any day. I rather like the idea of celebrating Pentecost in the autumn at harvest time, because you're celebrating all of God's gifts. And of course the Holy Spirit is one of God's gifts, and he will give it to everybody who asks, who believes. Everybody who says to Jesus, hey Jesus, I'm sorry. I know I've done so many things in my life that are wrong. I want your forgiveness, but I want to know you. I want to know that you live in me. I want to feel your spirit in me. Awaken your spirit within me. That's what you want to say. Something like that anyway. But anyway, I hope you have a good Pentecost whenever you celebrate it or whenever it comes upon you. So my blessings to you through God, through Jesus, through the Holy Spirit. And who knows, next week we could be talking about the 3 in 1, and that is a very different thing that we need to get our heads round. It's not always easy. We need to get our heads round things. I hope you'll be able to get your heads round what I've been talking about this morning. Now we'll just listen to the birds, shall we? Always amazes me when I say things like that. It seems to go quiet. All the time I'm talking, there seems to be a racket going on around me. As soon as I stop, the birds seem to stop. Wonder why.